Gurave Gaurachanda Radhikaya Tadale Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I offer pranams to our Gurudev, Om Vishnupad Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, all our Rupanuga Guru Varga, all devotees. Thank you for coming. Okay. So, today is Ekadasi. Does anyone know what Ekadasi is? If you know, put up your hand. Okay. Cassandra doesn't know what it is? No? Okay. Siona, you're doing Ekadasi today?
Truthfully, I'm not, Maharaj, but last time I did. So the last Ekadasi I did, but today I am not.
What did you eat today?
Toast, and I drank coffee.
My God. Okay, so Lord Shiva was asked by Parvati. You know, the scriptures say many things, very hard for ordinary person to understand. Who is the topmost object of worship? So Shiva said, Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param. Of all personalities, the worship of Krishna, the worship of Vishnu, that is the topmost worship. Nothing is equal to that. Then he became a little thoughtful and said, only one thing is superior to the worship of Vishnu. That is, the worship of that is what is related to Vishnu. That is called Tadyavastu, Krishna's own property. So just like England has an embassy in Australia, England has an embassy in India. Even though it's inside India, it's not considered part of India. The Indian police can't go there, right? The laws of India don't apply to the embassy. It's considered a part of England, even though it's in another country. So in the same way, Krishna resides in the spiritual world, far beyond the material creation. In the spiritual world, there's no time. Time is a material thing, no past, present, future. In the spiritual world, there's no time. There's only the eternal present. It's called Nitya Bhartamanka. There's only eternal present tense. We cannot imagine that because we are bound by time. There's no creation because creation entails a beginning, a cause. So how we can reach there? Right? We were talking the other week. Krishna is transcendental, means beyond the senses and beyond the mind. So how can we reach him? All we have are the material senses and material mind. So in the same way, Krishna keeps his own embassies. A bad example, but I cannot think of anything else. Krishna keeps his own property in this world, his own objects. So even though they're in the material world, they're not considered material. And if we can take advantage of these Tadya Vastu, if we can take advantage of these, very easily we can get devotion to Krishna. Like it said, like the river Ganga, the Tulsi plant, the scriptures like the Bhagavad Gita, and the devotees, the pure devotees. These four are most famous. These are all Krishna's Tadya Vastu. They're the same as Krishna. Okay. So even though they appear in this world, they're never to be considered material. Like Guru, like the names of Krishna, like the holy places, like the scriptures, like the Tulsi plant. right? The holy rivers. These are all Krishna's Tadyavastu. So amongst them, very powerful is Ekadasi. So today we'll explain Ekadasi. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about the two natures, the divine and the demonic nature, the spiritual and the material. Just like if you put mustard seeds on and you make them fall on the edge of a knife, the mustard seed has to go right or left. So when the souls in this world, they have to take shelter of the divine nature, or they have to take shelter of material nature. Maybe for some time, a mustard seed can go on the edge and not choose a side. But how long he'll stay there? You have to go one side or the other eventually. So Buddhism, liberation, all these are like the neutral stage. So Krishna talks about the symptoms of the persons who have taken shelter of the divine nature. Krishna says, no, what is it? Mahatmanastu mama prata devam prakritim asrita. Bhajante ananya manasa gyatva bhut adim avyayam. Satata kirta yantomam yatantas chadridabrita namasyanti tamam nityam niti yukta upasati. So Krishna, in this verse, we talked about it last week. Krishna talks about the symptoms of the Mahatmas, the great souls who've taken shelter of his divine nature. Devam Prakritim. Prakriti means nature, Deva means divine, who've taken shelter of spiritual life. What's their symptoms? Satatakita yantomam. Their main symptom, they always chant Krishna's names, always speaking about it. Today we'll talk about a great saint who disappeared on this day also. So Satatakita yantomam, to loudly chant the names means kirtan. So they cannot live one moment without the name of Krishna. No? Like a fish cannot live without water. High class soul cannot live without the name of Krishna. Bhajanti ananya manasa. They worship Krishna with one pointed mind. Okay, so you're not doing something one week, then giving up the next week. No. Their mind is one pointed. Their intelligence is not going in many different directions. And they worship Krishna. What's their understanding of Krishna? Gyatva Bhut Adim Avyam. Bhut means all the souls. Bhut means the creation. So Bhut Adim, the beginning of all the creation, the source of all souls. And Avyayam. And Krishna has another nature. Even though everything comes from him, he never changes. So they worship Krishna like that, as the source of everything and the unchanging supreme person. And what are their other signs? Namasyanti tamam. Yes, there it is. Thank you, Madhurika. All right. Everyone can see the verse that came on the screen? So, yatantas chadrida brata. Brata means like a determination. I will do this. That's called a brat. No, so they never miss their bratas. What they've decided, they never change their mind. They're like fixed, like a line in stone. So Namasyanti, they always bow to Krishna in the hearts of every living entity. They see him there. They offer respect to everyone. And Nityayukta Upasate, they constantly worship him every moment, every second. So Krishna's mercy in this world, especially, is in 1 day, 2 days a month. Of course, Krishna's mercy is always there. But his mercy becomes condensed. Just like water is in the atmosphere, but, we can't drink that. This is a bad example, but still. So Krishna's mercy is in every day of the week, every day of the month, but especially on 2 days in a month, it becomes very condensed. So that is called Ekadasi. So today is Ekadasi. Madhurika, when's Ekadasi in England? Today.
Yeah, it's today, Matt.
Okay, take care. Anyway, so Ekadas means 11. Ek means 1 and Das means 10. So 1 plus 10 is Madurga. How many? 11. So 11, we follow the lunar calendar. So 11 days after the full moon and 11 days after the dark moon, Amavasya, these 2 days a month are called Ekadasi. So this day has special power because Krishna himself has become these 2 days a month. So it's not part of material time. It's not part of the material calendar because Krishna himself sits in this day. So it's a Krishna Bosati Bosati Pade Paramadorakuri. So this day has many names. Ekadasi means 11. Hari Bas means Krishna sits in this day. Bas means to sit, to reside. So Krishna, especially these 2 days a month, Krishna personally sits in this day. So in other words, this day is non-different than Krishna. It's Krishna has accepted it as the same as himself. So devotees can make great spiritual advancement. Like Sioned, what benefit that bit of toast gave you? Nothing, right? Gone in the morning it's stool, no benefit. So not following Ekadasi, there's no benefit. But the benefit from following Ekadasi, that is eternal. Sometimes we can't understand these things. So try Sioned, if you can only do one thing in your whole life, make a little promise, I'll never miss Ekadasi again. Okay, this is called Drida Brata. Means they're very determined in their promises. I will do this. So on this day, whatever spiritual practice you can do, it's so much magnified, so much intensified. So on this day, devotees, Akila Chesta Parayan, Akila Bhog Tyag. Especially on these days, devotees try to give up all their own pleasure. And what's the main pleasure in life? Sex life, eating and sleeping. These are the main pleasures in material life. So on the day of Ekadasi, devotees try to minimize their eating, sleeping, and other material things. Many devotees don't eat anything on this day. Many people don't drink anything. And some very serious persons, they don't sleep at night also. 24 hours they chant the names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And because this day has special power, anything we do gives a very intensified result. So, as you may know, we are following in India, and Madhurika is doing there in England. This month is called Kartik, and in this month, today is a very special day also. It's the disappearance of a great saint called Gaurakisora Babaji Maharaj. So today we want a little speak about him. By speaking about him, we become purified. By hearing about him, we become purified. So his life is very extraordinary, very extraordinary. So it said, Namo Gaurakisoraya Sakshat Vairagyamurtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Bhujayate Namah. It said, he's like the personification of renunciation. But the renunciation of a devotee is not like the renunciation of the yogis or the people in the caves in the Himalaya. The devotee has so much absorption in Krishna, so much attachment to Krishna, they have no time or no interest in anything else. The vairag, in an ordinary sense, means renunciation, but the renunciation of the devotee is just a manifestation of their extreme attachment to Krishna. They're so much absorbed in Krishna, they have no time to think anything else. They have no time to perform any other activities except the service of Krishna. So that much you have love for Krishna, that much you will be seen externally as renunciation. But it's not dry renunciation. It's full of affection, full of affection for Krishna. So imagine if there was an ocean of attachment for Krishna. Gaurakisora Babaji Maharaj is called that. He's an ocean of attachment for Krishna. Vipralamba. And he always in the mood, I could not get Krishna. This may sound very astonishing. He's never not in the mood I got Krishna. He's always in the mood I could not get Krishna. I lost Krishna. I am defective. I could not attain him. So we cannot really understand this mood now, but some material experience can little point us in the direction. Like we always have our parents, maybe we take them for granted, but if the phone came today, or your father has died, your mother has died, how would you feel? That feeling I lost, I could not get. Oh, he was so good, but I neglected. This feeling is a material feeling, of course, for parents. But devotee can have these feelings for Krishna. So he was like an ocean of this lamentation. I could not get Krishna. I could not find him. I lost him. Of course, he always has Krishna. But Krishna is such a thing, no matter how much you get of Krishna, you always think I got nothing. Because unlimited sweetness, no matter how much you taste Krishna's name, you think I could not taste anything. Like, no matter how much you see Krishna, I could not see him properly. This is the nature of high-class devotion. No matter how much you serve him, not satisfied. No matter how much you hear, not satisfied. I want more, but I cannot get. Anyway, this is very inconceivable for us now to understand. So he was always in this mood. So he could not read or write. He was completely illiterate. But he could explain any scripture. Learned persons would come to ask him questions about the meanings of the scriptures. Because one who has love of Krishna, one who has Krishna, they have everything. They have all perfect knowledge. They have everything. So, we don't know too much about his early life. But he was born somewhere in Bangladesh. Some say he would sell rice and stuff. He had a shop selling grains. I've heard like that. Then his wife died and he left everything. And he came to Vrindavan. And he lived 40 years here in Vrindavan. 40 years. And he was so much respected by everyone. He never constructed a place of living. He would just move from one tree to one tree like that. He never cooked. No. Practically, very rarely he would beg something, but mostly he wouldn't even bother about that. So he just had extreme absorption in Krishna's names. They say when his stomach would give him trouble because he was hungry, he didn't want to waste time to go and collect food. So he would just eat dirt. Can you imagine, Cassandra? Right? Because we are not this body, we are the soul. So his attachment to Krishna was so extreme. Why should I waste my time just for this stupid body? This body is what? Bones, meat, some hair, some saliva, some urine, some stool, mucus. Why should I give up thinking of Krishna and chanting Krishna's name for this bag of stool? So we cannot imagine actually his absorption. We hear about this, we think this is like madness. But no madness. This is in full knowledge. So when he was hungry, he would just eat some dirt like that. Take that. Be happy with that. So he lived 40 years in Vrindavan. Everyone too much respect him. Too much respect him. And then he wanted to teach us. So he went to the holy place. He left Vrindavan after 40 years and went to, it's called Gupta Vrindavan, secret Vrindavan. That's where Lord Chaitanya appeared 520 years. At the holy place of Navadvip. So in India, these two places are most dear to us. Vrindavan, where Krishna appeared 5,200 years ago, and Navadvip, Mayapur, we'll call Navadvip, where Krishna appeared 520 years ago. 5,200 years ago, Krishna appeared in his original dark form. And 520 years ago, same Krishna appeared, but in a golden form. And the difference is, Krishna said, I'm God, but the golden form of Krishna never said, I'm God. He said, I'm just a servant of God. It means he's Krishna, but he came to teach us what is the standard of devotion, how devotees should live, how should behave, what is the meaning of the scriptures in the devotional understanding. So he's Krishna who comes as the perfect teacher. So Gaurakisora's Babaji Maharaj, this saintly person, left Vrindavan and went to the holy place of Navadvip. And he lived there many, many years. Especially he would live mostly under there was some upside down boats, very old boat, people turn it upside down. He would live under that. No? And when he needed new cloth, he would go to the crematorium. No? When people burn the bodies, they cover the body with cloth, and so he would just take one from there and wear it like that. So his renunciation was that he never touched material things. And day and night he would chant Krishna's names loudly, day and night. It said he would chant so loudly people could hear him across the other side of the river, the other side of the Ganga. Ganga is a wide river. But he would chant Krishna's feelings, chant Krishna's names with so much feeling. People could hear him on the other side of the Ganga. So he could not read or write. So many people consider him a fool, but he knew everything. One time, he was walking past. In India, many people speak the scriptures for money. Not just India, but everywhere. People like what I speak, they'll give some money donations. This way I can support my wife and children. People would do like that. People would do like that. So one day he was walking past such a person who was speaking, and Babaji Maharaj chastised, your explanation is completely wrong. Then people began laughing because they knew this man cannot read or write. So the speaker said, maybe you can explain better. Then Babaji Maharaj perfectly explained all the meanings of the verses. Then everyone becomes shocked. How someone who cannot read or write can explain all these things. Because devotion is not a servant of knowledge. We should not think I will become knowledgeable, then I can do devotion. Because devotion is independent. So knowledge and renunciation, they're servants of devotion. It's not that I should control my senses, then I can become a devotee. I will get knowledge, then I will become a devotee. No, devotion doesn't need knowledge or renunciation. Knowledge and renunciation are servants of devotion. So one who has devotion has perfect knowledge as well as perfect renunciation. No? So many people would come to ask him for blessings. Oh, bless me with this, bless me with that. No? So Babaji Maharaj, he would go around and he would collect fish bones. He would collect fish bones from other people's houses and garbage piles. And he would put them outside his place where he was living. And also, he would not go far away to go to the toilet. He would pass stool right in front of his own house. So there was a bad smell there. So when materialistic persons would come to disturb him, to ask, please bless me, I can have a son. Please bless me, my disease goes away. People with material motivations would come to disturb him. Then they would see the fish bones. Oh, I heard he was a very saintly person, but he's eating fish. They would leave him alone. Or the bad smell would drive the insincere people away. In this way, he concealed himself, protected himself from materialistic association. One very famous story. One time, someone wanted to build him an ashram because they wanted to build him a house. So they're putting too much pressure. Please let us build you a house. Please let us build you something. And he said, I'm telling you dead seriously, if you want to do something for me, give me your toilet. That time, Indian toilets, not like modern toilets, inside with flush system. Outside they had one, just a hole, and people would pass in there. So he lived in that toilet for like 2-3 weeks. Even though bad smell was there, he would teach it, he'd stay there, he would not go outside. In this way, he taught us the smell of stool is not so bad. This is much preferable to the smell of materialistic persons. So he would live like that. Many people, because he was so famous, many people who came, like I guess you can call the mayor, the chief of police, they'd come, no, Babaji Maharaj, please leave this toilet. We'll build you a nice ashram, we'll give you a nice house, you can live that. But he refused to open. He said, I'm very sick, I cannot open the door. In this way, he remained inside chanting. No? Then our Gurudev's Gurudev, his name was Vinod Brahmachari. He was very young that time. So he said to his Gurudev, Bhaktisiddhanta, we want to go to see Gaurakisora Babaji Maharaj. We want to see. We don't say see because you cannot see them with material eyes. So we call darshan. Then Prabhupada gave permission. So Vinod was very young. He went with 2-3 other devotees. They went to the bathroom of Gaurakisora Babaji Maharaj. They knocked on the door. Oh, Babaji Maharaj, please let us see you. We want darshan. We want your mercy. And Babaji Maharaj said, I cannot open the door. I'm very sick. And they said, no, Babaji Maharaj, we have come from your disciple, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He has told us to come to get your mercy. So as soon as Babaji Maharaj heard that, immediately he opened the door and gave them blessings. They touched his feet. They asked him many questions. And he blessed our Gurudev's Gurudev. That time he was only maybe 16 or 17. He blessed him and said, in this life, you should just preach the message of Krishna. Do not perform any other activity. And I promise you, I will take away all your obstacles. He gave him that blessing, no? So our Gurudev's Gurudev would often remember this and cry. Many, many obstacles came in my life, but by the blessings of Babaji Maharaj, I was not disturbed at all. So anyway, so he had so much attachment to Krishna, like we cannot imagine. Day and night, he just remembering Krishna, chanting his names. No? So, very astonishingly, even though he was like supreme renunciant, supreme celibate, but Babaji Maharaj could detect a very high level of spirituality in Bhaktivinoda Thakur. No? Sioned, have you heard of Bhaktivinoda Thakur?
I have. I have a photo of him in front of me, I think.
Right. There he is. There he is, Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Is this the correct Babaji in the story, or there are two Babajis? So would you mind repeating?
I cannot see the picture. Show me the picture.
Would you mind repeating his full name, Babaji's full name, Maharaj? So
that is Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj.
Ah, that's a different one?
It's another one.
Okay.
He was the guru of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Yes, there he is. Gaurakisora Das Babaji Maharaj. There he is on, I guess, what's that? Your right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's him.
With the garland.
Yes, with the garland. That's only one photo we have of him.
Ah, okay.
That's him there. So even though he was extreme, he had no house, no education, no nothing, no possessions, no disciples, nothing. But he detected in Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if I want Krishna's mercy, I have to go to this person. So no matter how great a devotee is, they're always looking for a person who's greater than them. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was married. He had like 12 children. He was like district commissioner, means like head of police. Means he was it seems like such a materialistic person. So much material respect, so much material education. But Gaurakisora Das Babaji Maharaj could detect, no, the devotion that I want is in this person. So this is very instructive for us. We cannot judge someone's spirituality just on their material position. No? Many people think only a man can be a great devotee, not a woman, or only a monk can be a great saint, not like a married person. But these are all material conceptions. Because the soul is not a monk, the soul is not married, the soul is none of these things. No? So many times we deceive ourselves because we try to judge saintly persons on some external appearance. But they are beyond everything. No, we cannot judge like that. So he would always come and listen to the lectures of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. No, this is a very big lesson for us. He was so renounced, but still he could detect a high class of spirituality in this person with 12 children. This is a big lesson for us. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur had 12 children. Amongst them, one was Bimal Prasad. No? Afterwards, he became like the pioneer of this Hare Krishna movement, the modern movement we see. No? So Bimal Prasad was like lifelong celibate, aristocratic birth. His father was so famous and wealthy. He had immense intelligence, immense learning. He learned English in 3 days just by reading the Webster's Dictionary. He had such a memory. At the age of 15, he graduated in PhD in astronomy and mathematics at the age of 15. And when he refused to accept the chair, what do you call? Shows how uneducated I am. He refused to accept the chairmanship of astrology at Calcutta University. Then they just kept it empty because no one is qualified like him. Means at the age of 15, he had so much respect, so much education, so much learned, so famous. But he said, I will take initiation from this person, Gaurakisora Babaji Maharaj. So Bimal Prasad asked him 18 different times, please give me initiation. But 18 times Babaji Maharaj neglected. He said, I cannot do anything without Krishna's permission. The next day, did you ask Krishna? I forgot, like this. So 18 times he asked for initiation. 18 times Babaji Maharaj said no. Then Bimal Prasad, he wrote thousands of articles he wrote, but there's one very beautiful article he wrote. He said, everyone considered me very, very great. I was very learned, very educated. I had a very moral character. Well, I was such a great scholar. He was already famous as a great devotee. I thought myself very great and wonderful. But it's only when I met my spiritual master that I realized I was truly wretched and the worst of all men. Because everything that I had that everyone else thought was very important, like beauty, wealth, education, scholarship, reputation, everything that I had, which everyone thought was very great and worshipful, he considered completely useless. He had no interest in that. So he said, only when I saw my Gurudev, at that time I realized how great really he was and how useless I was. Then I could, so anyway, this association with high-class persons caused this type of revolution in consciousness. So finally he took a vow. I will fast. So like on full moon, he ate 14 handfuls of food. The next day, 13, next day, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, down to 1, and a full moon, 0. The next day, 1. This is called Chandrayan Vrat. Until he became very thin. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur said to him, he said to Gaurakisora Baba, you want to kill my son? Please accept him. So even though he'd taken a vow not to accept disciples, because Bhaktivinoda Thakur requested him, then he accepted only one disciple. That was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He's like the modern architect of this Hare Krishna movement. He founded this Gaudiya Math. So Babaji Maharaj only had one disciple, and that was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So their relationship was very wonderful. He was a great scholar, but his guru could not read or write. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, all perfection, all knowledge, all learning is contained within one speck of dust on the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Means he had such a non-material vision of his guru. So I cannot speak too much, but just hearing many, many wonderful stories about him, wonderful stories. Even though he would just wear like a pair of copins. I don't know what you call copins in English. What's that? Loincloth. He never wears shirts or jumpers. He would just wear one loincloth for summer and winter. So one day, they saw him wearing like boots, shirt, silk shirt, hat, top hat. He had a cane with a silver head, with a silver stick. Then everyone was amazed how this person who would only live under an upside-down boat and just wears loincloths, how today he's dressed like a great materialist. Then everyone was shocked to see him dressed like this. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur asked him, oh, Babaji Maharaj, what is this wonderful form we see you in today? We cannot understand it. And he said, many people become monks, become sannyasis, become renounced orders, but they're doing all type of bad activities secretly. Like they make a show of having no money, but they have $1 million in the bank account. They make a show of being celibates, but they have girlfriends, secretly. So he said, I feel very ashamed at this so-called behavior of renounced persons, so that people should not think I am one of them. I am dressing like this, and he like that. One day he moved around like that. The next day his mood changed. He threw everything again. So, I think many, many wonderful stories about him, though. So, one time, one man was again and again coming Oh, please give me mercy. Please give me mercy. Give me your mercy. I want your mercy. Then Babaji Maharaj became angry, took off his underpants and gave them to him, his loincloth. Take this. Right? When we become monks, then we wear loincloth. Means celibate. You have to be celibate. So Babaji Maharaj took off his loincloth and gave him, okay, you want my mercy? Take this. Become celibate. Give up material enjoyment. Then this man became very afraid and he ran away. Means people ask for mercy of saintly person, but they don't know what their mercy really is. It means cessation of material activities. So many, many like wonderful stories like this. No? So today especially is his disappearance. So on this day he left this world. Of course, they do not take birth and die like we do. So we do not say birth and death, we say appearance and disappearance. Like sun appears in the morning, but no one says the sun was born. Sun was always there. Just now it appeared to my vision, but it was always existing. And when the sun sets, no one say the sun died. We say the sun disappeared. So great high-class saintly persons, they don't have birth and death, they have appearance and disappearance like the sun. So today, exactly 110 years ago today, he left this world. And before he left, then out of humility, he said, I could not worship Krishna properly. I just spend my time eating and sleeping. So when I die, you tie my feet to a horse and drag me through the streets of this holy city. Then my body can be purified by the dust of this place. He spoke like that. So when he died, then some less intelligent disciples, not understanding his words or his mood, they actually began tying a rope to his feet to drag him through the streets of the town. They thought that's what he's ordered. So that time, Bimal Prasad, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he came there at that time. And many people were claiming to be his disciples of Babaji Maharaj. And they also wanted to do the burial, because if you do burial of a great person, then many donations you can collect. So many people with not proper mood or not proper vision were trying to claim the burial rights to Babaji Maharaj. So Bimal Prasad came, he was alone, and he stopped them. Out of foolishness, you cannot understand his words spoken in divine humility. How could you think he never did bhajan? Whole life he spent chanting the names of Krishna. Out of humility, he may think something else about himself, but we should not think like that. Our thinking is a little different. No? You cannot drag his streets through the streets because his body is worshipful. Like we believe anything offered to Krishna becomes the same as Krishna. Like Ekadasi day is same as Krishna because it belongs to Krishna. Like Krishna's cloth, Krishna's flute, Krishna's peacock feather, Krishna's devotees, Krishna's abode, Krishna's name. We all believe this is all the same as Krishna. It's not different than him. It's the same as Krishna is worshipful. Then what belongs to Krishna is also the same power as him. So he spent his whole life serving Krishna. How can you think that his body is material? You cannot understand him. So none of you will touch him. But then they began arguing. But we are sannyasis. We are monks, celibate monks. No. Therefore, you have no right to give the burial ceremony because you are not a celibate monk like that. You are not an ordained monk, let me say that way. You are not sannyasi. Then Bhaktisiddhanta, he spoke like thunder. He spoke like thunder. I am the only disciple of Babaji Maharaj. And even though I'm not an ordained monk, I am lifelong celibate. I'm not like you guys, like monkeys, doing so much nonsense secretly. But still, if amongst all of you, there is one man who has a perfect character, and in the last 1 year has not touched a woman illicitly, then he may come forward and take the body and do the burial ceremonies. I have no objection. Then no one came forward. Then he said, if any amongst you in the last 6 months has not touched a woman illicitly, you may come forward and do the burial. No one came forward. 3 months, 1 month, 2 weeks, the last 3 days. If any of you have not had some bad thought about a woman in the last 3 days, you can come forward and do the burial ceremony. Then no one came forward. They all felt so much shame, and one by one they left. Then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, on this day alone, he took and he performed the funeral ceremonies of Babaji Maharaj. No? So there was a saintly person named Bhakti Pramod. He was only a young man, like 15 or 16. So that was the first time he saw his Gurudev during this affair 115 years ago. So anyway, so today is very holy day, Ekadasi. Sionet, how do you say your name? I'm saying it wrong, I know. How do you say it?
It's almost correct. It's a sh, so it's Shonet. But thank you for asking.
Shonet. Sorry. So don't miss another Ekadasi. Don't miss another Ekadasi. So because this day is so pure, then sin has no place. Bad karma has no place. So sin is also the creation of Krishna. No? So his name is Sin Pap. We call him Pap Purush, Mr. Sin. So he went to Krishna to complain. Krishna, you made me. I'm also part of the creation. So on the day of Ekadasi, I have no place because this day is so pure. So I have nowhere to live. I have no shelter. Then Krishna said, okay, on Ekadasi, you can live in grains, food grains, toast, rice, pasta, bread, cereals, oats, anything made of grains or beans, dal, tofu. So that's why devotees on this day of Ekadasi, we can eat, but we don't eat grains or beans. We can eat fruits. We can eat roots like potatoes, peanuts. We can eat dairy products like yogurt, milk, water. Seeds we can eat like buckwheat. Many things we can eat, but even in dream, we don't eat rice or grains. No rice, grains, or any type of beans. So today is a great day, Ekadasi, but it's also the disappearance of the great saintly person, Bhakti, Sri Gaurakisora Babaji Maharaj. Anyway, this is all part of Bhagavad Gita, but we cannot pass up discussing these topics today. It's too much important. So does anyone have any questions? Cassandra is vegetarian?
Actually, thank you so much for this beautiful, deeply nourishing. Yeah, thank you. And no, I actually have just started to eat. I was vegetarian until I was 23. And then last year, sort of beginning of this year, end of last year, started to eat.
What benefit in taking meat? There's no benefit for you. There's only loss.
My vision for it was that I have very low iron stores. So
you have very low what?
Iron stores. And
come on, there's more iron in spinach than in meat.
Yeah.
Just go to a proper nutritionist. Get some nutritional advice. But don't eat meat in dreams. It's just you lose this life, you lose future lives as well. Anyway, by mercy of Krishna, we have to have a reason to be vegetarian, not just because of health reasons. There should be some like spiritual understanding behind it. Okay, anyways.